Good afternoon, everyone. That requires a response. I can't help it's summertime already. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm thrilled to see you here to celebrate yet another great project in our wonderful, fine city. Welcome to all the elected officials. I don't want to start naming folks, but I do see our city council president, Representative Stan Sellers, here with us, Commissioner Hoke. Thank you all for being here. I know there's other council members here as well, too. Thank you all for being here. And of course, the media, we really appreciate you being here, so willing to cover these events, and all the associates that I've met of burger rental communities. Thank you all. Today, we'll cut the ribbon for the new branding of the Lofts at Ribbon Place, student housing, which was formerly known as the Apex 550 Lofts, as well as an announcement of new construction in the existing building, which will complete the originally conceived project for this area. I can say it is a great day. For the past several weeks, we have had numerous celebrations, couple parties, announcements, and ribbon cuttings throughout the city. These events have ranged from millions of dollars in commercial development to millions in residential development, mixed-use projects, and the creation or retention and expansion of small businesses. They all translate into significant redevelopment and continued progress for our city. So I'm thrilled to stand with the folks from Burger Rentals Communities, Steve Berger, the founder, and Dan Berger, the president of the Burger organization. Congratulations to you and your team. As I speak for Kevin and his team, to say that we have enjoyed working with you over the many months now from the early stages of this project. And we really look forward to an even stronger partnership and relationship as this ambitious vision becomes reality. I have the whole Bite team with us here today, too. Thank you guys for being here. Your reputation, Burger, not those guys, precedes you. And we have heard that Burger Rental Communities combine the personal touch and entrepreneurial spirit of a smaller company with the sophistication, expertise, and technology of a larger organization. And we love the concept of offering your residents many services designed to improve the rental experience as well. We know that it's working in other communities that you manage across the region, and we look forward to your reputation growing here in central Pennsylvania. It's already evident to us that the Burger management team is committed to offering an unparalleled level of service while supporting and fostering strong community environments that will help every resident feel right at home. This is a philosophy which we heartily welcome. You have a stellar development team as well in partnership with Murphy and Nafer, and Frank is here with us. Thank you, sir. And as I understand it, we have some exciting news on the adaptive reuse of about 30,000 square feet of existing unused space in the 550 property. But what is even more exciting is what you have planned next door. And my thanks to the efforts, long-range vision, and dogged persistence of our City Redevelopment Authority. This project area was first conceived in 2005, 2006 timeframe. This land and buildings were acquired by the Redevelopment Authority. The adjacent site, a former dry cleaner, and the blighted abandoned Simon Camera property, some of us will remember, all acquired as well as by the RDA. The RDA procured a grant from the state, DCD, to conduct environmental remediation of the neighboring properties, and I've also worked with DEP to clear these sites for residential construction. So thank you again to the state. And Representative Seller, please pass that along for us. A long and arduous journey for sure that tested the mettle and the vision of our RDA, but they remain good neighborhood stores and are now delighted to work with an excellent development team to redevelop these long-time eyesores and nuisance properties. And I know some of the residents that are here much appreciate that as well. As I mentioned at the onset, this project continues to build on a foundation already laid in our city of creating new, attractive residential properties that will invite and entice a new population to inhabit and move into our city. So we are thrilled again about this project. I especially like to thank the area colleges and institutions of higher learning whose students are and will be your tenants. A shout out to our friends from the Art Institute, from the Harrisburg Area Community College, Penn State York College, and York Technical Institute. So let me introduce now Steve and Dan. They'll tell you more about the exciting new project. So ladies and gentlemen, Steve and Dan Berger. Thank you. Grab my stuff.
I'm the Steve. Thank you, Mayor Bracey, for your very inspirational and very kind words. And I just want to first compliment you on the 9 initiatives that you first laid out when you first took office, and your more recent initiatives to unleash creativity, capitalism, and character in York. We are excited by your vision, and we intend to give you our continuous support in any way we can. A few weeks after we acquired this building here, Kevin and Shriver and Sylvosky, Buffalo, were kind enough to introduce us to the local businessmen and women in the community. And they gave us a city tour, which provided us an excellent sense of the character, the history, and the aspirations of the city of York. And just as Kevin and Sylvosky introduced us to York, we'd like to take a moment to introduce Burger Rental Communities to the York community. As the mayor said, we are a family-owned business that started approximately 40 years ago, and we actually have a number of our family members at this event. Burger Rental Communities currently owns and manages 2,500 apartments, all located in central and eastern Pennsylvania. We are fortunate enough to employ about 85 really great employees who we consider to be our extended family. In addition to our staff, we rely very heavily on the local professionals, such as Frank, who share our passion and our commitment to these communities. We attribute our company's success to the steadfast commitment to the core values that every employee who works for our company commits to both professionally and personally. Every decision that's made as a company or personally is predicated on these core values. And these values are actually portrayed on a frame inside the building. When you have a chance to go back, you can see what these values really stand for. And all our employees sign on to this when they start with us. Our success is also attributed to our commitment to our employees and in fostering an environment in which they can thrive both professionally and personally. We believe that if we provide a nurturing yet professional environment, if we look out for employees' needs, celebrate their personal and professional successes, and help them when they fall on difficult times, that they will thrive within our company and provide the same family-like environment to our residents. We view each of our communities in which we do business as our hometown, and each of our apartments as our home. We already call home to cities such as State College, Millersville, Westchester, and Mansfield, just to name a few. We're now proud to have a home in York. When we bring a new acquisition into our portfolio, it's a long-term hold. I'm very proud to say that we have not sold a property in over 20 years, and we're 100% confident that if we operate in markets that meet our criteria, we may have to weather some tough times, but with hard work, passion, and perseverance, we will succeed. And with that said, I'd like to turn it over to Dan, who will talk about what these criteria are and our reasoning for adopting York as our home.
I'm only going to talk for about 2 or 3 minutes, quickly talk about this criteria, and then hand it over to Frank, who's going to talk more about the development project. So, why did we enter York? First, almost every town claims it wants to attract business, but the leadership in this community truly walks the talk. Political leadership under the mayor and her team have a clear direction and a vision. This leadership attracted us, and we are confident it will attract additional leaders and business people to this community. Number 2, virtually every acquisition we have made in the last 20 years has been in a community with a strong presence of state and private colleges. York certainly meets this criteria with the presence of schools such as Penn State, YTI Career Institute, York Art Institute, York College, Culinary Institute of York, and HAC. We feel that with the city's leadership in economic development plans, an even greater number of these graduates from these fine schools will remain in York. And we plan on contributing to this effort of keeping those graduates within York by providing a home for these graduates and for other local professionals at our new housing development, which Frank's going to talk about in a second. Third criteria, we operate in locations that are less than a 3-hour drive from our hometown of King of Prussia, Pennsylvania. We value and thrive on the personal interaction with the local community and believe that we can only have this right here, personal interaction, if we are less than a 3-hour drive from our home base. In New York being only 90 minutes or so from our corporate office, it's centrally located between all of our other communities. Fourth, the passion. And I've spoken a lot about passion just walking this tour here. And it's unbelievable to see the passion of the people that live in the city and the passion of the leadership within the city. We choose locations because of the people that live and work in the city. We want to be part of communities that are passionate about their city and the neighborhoods. From our initial tour with Kevin and Shalvosky, who, as everyone knows, are extremely passionate about their city, to the other government officials, college and university leaders, and local business people we have met, everyone shares the same passion for York. And this passion is very contagious. We determined that this was a community that we needed to be part of and a place we needed to call home. And fifth and last criteria, we only consider locations where we can have a positive impact and make a real difference in the local communities and neighborhoods. And some examples of things that we've done at some of our other locations and neighborhoods. I'm just going to name a few here. Each year we donate a free 1-year apartment rental to a local charitable organization. In 2012, we donated an apartment in Westchester to the Friends Association, and their mission is to help nearly homeless families stabilize their lives and find permanent housing. Each year, we raise money for Alex Lemonade Stand Foundation. In the past 2 years, we're among the top 50 contributors to this foundation. Quarterly, each quarter, our employees and residents visit the local food bank to help package food for the homeless. And in York, we're pleased to announce that we plan next year to donate 3 student housing apartments to the local colleges for them to award as scholarships to students they feel are in need of free housing. And we definitely we're committed to other charitable organizations within York, and really plan to host numerous volunteer events for our employees, but just as importantly for our residents as well. We find they really like to be part, and the more we can get them part of the neighborhood, the more they'll more likely to stay within York and take care of their neighborhood as well. So these 5 factors has led us to York, and we look forward to sharing our values and providing opportunities as well as housing within York. So with that, we're excited to announce our development project, and we hope to kick this project off in the next few months. And I'd like to introduce Frank from Murphy and Dittenhofer, who is the lead architect for the Ribbon Place development. And it's great to work with Frank and his team, who have put together a great plan. With that, let me hand it over to Frank.
Well, thanks, Dan. I obviously have to start by saying how excited Murphy and Dittenhofer is to be the architect for the development project, the next phase beyond today's renaming and rebranding. And this has just been a great collaboration thus far between the city administration, the RDA, state officials, and definitely with Dan and Steve Berger. I mean, it has been a privilege working with all these people. This is how it should be done. It's a textbook example, and we're just so pleased to be a part of it. And Dan and Steve and their organization are just going to do great things on this property. The idea that it's now going to be known as Ribbon Place, I think, says it all. It's now going to be a place, not just some apartments. And I'll just talk a little bit about the upcoming phases for development of other vacant buildings and vacant sites. And hopefully you'll have a chance to take a look at the drawings and the boards that are on the easels inside the building in back of me. But on this site, there is a vacant, abandoned building immediately behind everybody here that is currently about 14,000 square feet of not very inspiring, abandoned industrial space. Maybe the greatest testament at the moment to York's industrial heritage. But after Dan and Steve and our organization are finished with redeveloping and adaptively reusing that building, we will have 27,000 square feet of new market rate apartments in York City. And they will be transformed into 22 units 4 of them will be 2-story, 2-bedroom units, and there will be then 18 1-story flat units, rather. Of the total of 22 units, 16 will be 2-bedroom, and 6 will be 1-bedroom. There are 6 different layouts that we're proposing, so there's a variety of units. They go from about 650 square feet at the smallest 1-bedroom up to over 1,200 square feet of space. They're going to be organized around a central space inside that building. Call it an atrium, call it an interior courtyard, but it'll be a great skylit space with up to 22, 24 feet of height, skylights. The existing structure that's there will be visible, ductwork. It'll be a much better circulation and public space to be in and get to units than a dark, double-loaded corridor. I can tell you, from having our firm being the architects for other redevelopment projects in York, like the Kodo projects, the Lofts on George Street, and other ones, these are going to be some of the coolest, greatest units in the city of York. They're really going to be great. And that's just the beginning. That's the next phase, but beyond the adaptive reuse of the existing building to the north, there are the vacant lot to the south where there's parking right now, the vacant Simon Camera building and some other parcels. And Dan and Steve and the organization are also planning to develop that into a very exciting market rate new construction project. There's a bit of a teaser board on one of the easels that shows a concept for between 40 to 50, again, market rate units, primarily flats, 3 stories or thereabouts of construction. And we're currently evaluating 4 or 5 options on the best way to do that. But it, again, just reinforces this vision that the Berger organization has of creating a place, a wonderful place at a great location in York City that meets the market, for quality product, affordable rentals, within, our city. So in closing, again, I'd just like to again say how wonderful it's been, working with Dan and Steve and everybody on this project. It's one where the stars really have aligned, and it's great to see the renaming, rebranding today. But again, some very exciting things are in the works to come in phase 1 and phase 2 of the development. So thank you very much.
I would like to introduce our regional manager, Doreen Rosman, who's just going to say a few words about the rebranding in this building, followed by the ribbon cutting.
Ooh, I'm short. Can you see me? First and foremost, I'd like to thank Dan for entrusting me with this project. I've enjoyed the challenge, and today would like to reflect a little bit about the progress that we've made over the past 9 months. I'd also like to say thank you to my incredible team and my coworkers. It takes an entire team to achieve success, and we do that every single day. I work with an amazing group of people, and I can speak on behalf of all of us when I say that we are fortunate to work for such a supportive leader and company. I would also like to take the time to thank the numerous people in the city of York that have personally helped me with the many accomplishments and the great strides we've taken thus far since taking over the Lofts in June. Some of these accomplishments include increasing historical occupancy by 20%. We have also implemented programs that support academics, such as offering rent credits to those students that receive A's as final grades. Most importantly, with the help and assistance of many people here today, I have been able to create positive relationships with the surrounding schools. This has been very easy because we all have the same goal, to support the academics of a student. I sincerely look forward to nurturing and molding this property to fit the vision we have for this community and for Ribbon Place, and to continue to enhance the student experience at the Lofts. Some of our short-term goals include providing more online resources for the students, which will be available starting April 1st, working with the schools to schedule more educational seminars and resident events on a monthly basis. And one of our biggest goals is to establish Berger Rental Communities in the City of York as a premier property management company. We felt the first step in reaching this goal was to rename the property. When we decided to rename 550 Lofts, we wanted to achieve 2 things. First, we have kept the Lofts in the name because of its familiarity to many students who have made memories here. Second, Ribbon Place pays homage to its roots as a ribbon factory, which contributes to the historical values and cultures of the city of York. Please join me as we cut the ribbon and rename our community the Lofts at Ribbon Place. All right, she needs help. They're big. Get Jean, step away.
Just thank you all again for coming, and as Frank mentioned, we have some renderings inside on the easels which will help show you and share with you our vision for the coming months and the year, next year or so. So again, thanks for coming, and feel free to enjoy the refreshments inside, and thanks again.
This is the common area, which is shared by each individual bedroom. So we actually rent by the bedroom, and we have private rooms and shared rooms. So what I'd like to do is show you a shared room and a private room just to give you a feel of what the differences are. And then they share the common area. They all come fully furnished with the television, washer and dryer, and they share with that. Here we have the shared room.
Do students come in with their roommate?
Sometimes they request a roommate. If not, we try to do our best to match them. Just by, what are your study habits? Some like to study in the morning, some like to study at night. So we try to match them the best that we can. Returning students tend to request.
Right.
Because they've known, they get to know people. So typically it's the freshmen that we're trying to match the most. So, and they each have a private bathroom, which is quite a bit better than the dorm style living that I remember. Now the bedrooms on each side of here are both private rooms. So we have one decorated for a girl and one for a boy, but they look the same. So this is the private room, and then they have their private bathroom. Nice oversized windows, and then our last style of room, which is around this corner, is a private deluxe. And a private deluxe means the big double bed. And it's a bit bigger. So even though it is a single occupancy room, if you will, you've got your two closets, a bigger bathroom, and then you have a double bed, which is nice.
So how many students in a suite now? Is that 4 bedrooms?
It depends on the apartment. Some of our apartments are 3 bedrooms and some are 4. And they're mixed up a little bit, as far as single and double. But we can have 186 students here.
So knowing that you're catering to the student population, then are there student activities and
Yes.
other student, like someone's sort of, I don't want to call them the house mother, but someone's sort of someone here who is not monitoring them, but kind of keeping things
Yes, we have a manager here all day. We have staff, if you will, here all night, just to keep things under control, just to make sure that nothing gets out of control. And we do resident activities, like exam week. We fed them every day, those sorts of things. We're having a big social media event in 2 weeks here for the students. And we've actually had a meeting recently with Patrick Tanner here, and we're trying to work together to figure out what are the best things to do for the students. Some educational seminars, some games.
on site.
On site, yes.